Good evening, everyone. This is David Mitchell. Yes, we're back with another great episode of Straight from the Source. Listen, we're going to be broadcasting live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. Not going to keep you long. We know it's football, Dallas and Tampa Bay night, but I'm going to tell you, if you don't catch this now, you catch it on the broadcast again. It's going to be a phenomenal show. My guest tonight, listen, I have a double header for you, a father-son combo, okay? Listen, Coach Wade Oconnor has been on the show once. He's back for a second time. But this time he's going to bring along his son with him, okay? Collin Oconnor. Listen, this is a wonderful story here. Coach Wade is the former assistant coach at the University of Dayton under Coach Oliver Purnell. He was also the associate head coach at Southern Miss University. And Collin is a 7,000. Listen, he's the seventh player in the history of Tecumseh High School to score 1,000 points. And we're going to get into his career because he's really being sought after right now by 17 amongst 17 Division I colleges and more. So let's get into this right now. Without further ado, I'm going to get them on out here. This is the O'Connors family, my nephew included, Wade Oconnor, Coach Wade, and son Collin. Welcome to the show. How y'all doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. You know how it is. We got those football people out there. They'll be tuning in later. We'll be getting back. We got your YouTubers and your Twitters. Without further ado, let's get right into the show here. Coach Wade, you are back for a second time, and I appreciate that. You have a very, very illustrious career. Again, I mean, it's spanning, I'm sure going on almost 30 years now. Listen, this gentleman next to you, your son, what has it meant to you as a father, first and foremost, a man of God, to raise Collin and to see his development now as a young basketball player that's obviously on his way to a collegiate career?
Well, I think first and foremost, it takes two without question. So his mom should get about 98% of the credit. So the former Kim O'Connor, she played at Ohio University, actually is in the Hall of Fame at Tecumseh High School, scored about 1,400 points. So Collin's still about 400 behind her if he stayed at Tecumseh before the transfer to Centerville. 5'10" point guard. No, she's done a tremendous job. She's a tremendous player, tremendous person, tremendous mom. And thank God, if you see my arms, they got alligator arms. They got short arms, Dave. So he's 6'3", about 180, 185 pounds, long, athletic. And I'm just very, very grateful, thankful, appreciative to be present, to witness, to be a part of. And I think I'm 51, so I got out of college coaching, going on 9-10 years ago. 2013, my last year, and I think probably Collin can attest to that. Unconditional love, right? You having children and obviously married, but love, patience, tolerance, and level of acceptance. I just think you having thy will be done. Just letting go out there, suffer, and fight through it, the adversity, handle success, and have fun doing it. I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Well, it sounds like a winner. I mean, anytime you hear the stories about coaches' sons, Collin, all across the country, you are definitely in a category to be blessed because a lot of us didn't have coaches. I had a brother that put the ball in my hand, but it was a blessing for me. But to have that to go home to every night for at least 18 years of your life is definitely a wonderful blessing. Moving right along, let's get into my questions. I have just a list of questions. We're going to shoot right through them, right? So with this track record of success that you've had, Coach Wade, all right, with Dayton and over at Southern Miss and at Tulane and at Marshall under Coach Billy Donovan, did some of that philosophy that you learned from Coach Donovan per se, because I know you and Coach Anthony Grant both learned a lot under him. Did you translate some of that? Because Collin is getting coached up at his level, but when you bring him home, are you giving him some of that, what you learned from them coaches?
Yeah, I think he from his mom, from us, but really, starts with my dad, Richard Oconnor, my high school coach, Mr. Skip Karam, my college coach, Joe Faroba, one of my big mentors, Mike Career. And so it's a big melting pot. But I think one thing for Collin, he has great purpose, he has great passion, unlimited potential. I think at Tecumseh, what 1,000-point score and things like that is fine, but more importantly, he just wants to win. Impact's winning, and went from 5 wins as a freshman. About 5'10", 140 pounds, taking that on a clothesline. Just kidding. But to about 6 foot, 160 pounds. Went to 11 wins, 5 wins to 11, and just really, really proud of him. Went to 15 wins. Went to the third round of the state tournament. To come to 15 wins, so went from 5 wins to 11 to 15. And that's just a tremendous, credit to him, the coaches he's been around, but also, just his character, leadership, influencing kids. Maybe not the most vocal kid, but definitely leads by example. But he hates to lose, wants to win, and take away field goals attempted. David, he'd rather have 8-10 points a game and about 6 to 8, 10 assists than score 20, 25. But last year we had a come to Jesus moment. We're on the bed, 3-5 at the time. And I just said to him, I said, Collin, he's like, man, I'm going to have to shoot 20, 25 times for us to win. They went 12-4 down the stretch. And, he scored 16 games. He scored, I think, 30 points 7 times, almost half those games, and helping to win. So he just wants to win, bottom line, just wants to win. But no question, Billy Donovan, Coach Grant, Donnie Jones, head coach at Stetson, John Pelfrey, head coach at Tennessee Tech, Dave Dickerson, head coach at USC Upstate. Guys have really impacted my life, influenced, and just passed it down. But like I told you, I'm a work in progress. So patience, tolerance, and acceptance, Dave.
Appreciate that so much, Coach. I mean, yes, listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Keep an eye out for my nephew here. Collin, I was watching tape on Collin, right? Against Troy High School, against Piqua, right? Against Urbana, right? And just sort of seeing, in some other games, Kenton Ridge. I watched a little bit of the Kenton Ridge game, but Collin, you have a knack, right? You have long arms. You know how to get open, right? You know how to get your shot off. And that's important in today's game with all the spacing that's involved. You took one dribble one time and made one step and just pulled up from 3 from deep. It was just incredible. Those skills. Have you learned a lot of that from your dad?
Yeah, of course. It's been a long process because especially point guard, you got to have ball handling skills. So I think it's just over the course of time. I think AU's helped too because school ball is kind of you get okay competition, but I think over the course like we play a lot of one-on-one. So I think that's where I get a lot of handle from because a lot of people don't want to play one-on-one because they're scared. But I think playing one-on-one because I played probably thousands of games of one-on-one. So I think from that's where I get my ball handling. So one-on-one translates to 5-on-5. So I think when I play 5-on-5, it's just like point guard. It's like I'm gonna say come easy, but it's not as hard. So I think definitely one-on-one's helped me a lot over the years.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to keep it in layman's term. When my brother used to push me around, Coach Wade, that's how it is. When you go one-on-one, when you go 2-on-2 and 3-on-3, it's more physical. You know what I mean? You have to guard. It takes a lot to play one-on-one, 2-on-2 basketball because it's only 1 or 2 of you instead of 5. Yeah. Absolutely. Collin, I have another question here for you moving right along. From my understanding, Coach Cupps is incredible when it comes to discipline, when it comes to work ethics, when it comes to doing things that a lot of other high schools in their programs aren't doing? In other words, like from some of the things I've been reading, are you guys getting up on some unorthodox times at night and practicing and things?
Yeah. So during the week, Monday through Friday, because school started, we call it Breakfast Club. Starts at 6:15, so it goes from about 6:15 to 7:15, 7:20. So we just do like individual workouts, and after we might play like ones or twos. But yeah, Monday through Friday workouts, or sometimes we might lift at 6 a.m. too.
So Dave, all due respect to everybody else doing Breakfast Club. So once you win, right, it gains a law of momentum. I said, Coach Cups, if you were a franchise like Subway right now, he'd be a multi-millionaire with all the people breaking open the breakfast clubs all around Ohio, border West Virginia, Kentucky, because everybody's getting up, 5:30, 6 a.m., duplicating, copying what they do. But, it's the biggest form of, being complimentary also, too.
Wow. It sure is. A lot of people are now starting to get wind and say, well, we want to do exactly what you guys are doing because it's a form of success. Once they see the recipe, everybody wants a piece of that. Now, with your conversation, how did that start with Coach Gabe Cups at Centerville High School? Did a phone call come to you? Was it during that game? I mean, you guys, you played those guys in 2022, didn't fare very well, but I mean, who did against those guys? Now, you did your thing. Was it a situation, Collin, where you said, well, listen, I see that I can compete here. I've scored 1,000 points over here in the league, right? I've set records at my school, right? Maybe this is somewhere I want to compete at. I want to compete with these kids because I know that I can. You tell me the story. Well, how did it come about you going over and transferring over from Tecumseh over to Centerville High School?
Well, first off, I've known Gabe and Coach Cup since 4th grade because they were originally at Graham, went to Centerville. And 4th and 5th grade, I went from Tecumseh and played at Beaver Creek Stars. So we played against each other in Dayton Metro League. So that's how I started to know them. And then in the summer, too, they had camps. That's where I really grew, like, my relationship with them because, like, after each camp, we'd always, like, play one-on-one against each other. And I grew that relationship with Coach Cups. And ultimately, for me, I just wanted to win at a higher level because we started, like he said, 5 wins. We went to 11 to 15. But ultimately, I wanted to win at a higher level and win a state championship. So I just felt in my heart I had to make a change. And also, the competition is great. Going against that competition every day, especially early morning workouts, getting stronger, getting better, going against that type of competition all the time. So, yeah, so after the season, we talked it out with them, and they loved it. They thought it was a great idea to come, so I just thought I'd make the transition. I thought it'd be best for me, especially playing at college level. It's basically like college what we do as far as workouts, practice, and how he holds guys accountable. So I wanted to make the change.
Now, I want you to stay in your feelings for a moment now for me, or get in your feelings. When you left Tecumseh, after scoring 1,000 points, only the 7th in all-time history. And I'm old school. I got 2 little fun history buff questions, too, for you before I let you go, Collin, because you're still a student, okay? Now, but, what was it like? I know it was some tears, it was some sad moments maybe shared with you and your family and, your folk back at school, at your former school. But you had to get tough and say, man, like you say, I want to move up. I know it's levels to everything in life. I want to develop and be the best player that I can potentially be. How was that for you? Did you feel some sort of, not resentment at all, but what did you feel?
I mean, obviously I've lived there practically since 5 to 17 years old. So, I mean, I've known those guys playing football too, basketball growing up. So those are like my best friends growing up. So ultimately, I had to make the best decision for me because I was like back and forth about the transition, whether I want to do it or not. But ultimately, it's my future. And so I had to make what's best for me. Obviously, when I left, I was, like I'm going to miss these guys, but ultimately I got to do what's best for me. So that's why I made that decision.
Absolutely. Great answer, young man. I know because a lot of them, oh, Collin, go. What we going to do now? It's rough out here. It's life, but you got to cheer Collin on. I mean, you guys, if they're watching and they watch this later, you guys always remain friends. But at the same time, you root for each other because in life, especially now with NIL rules and things as you move forward to college, kids are going to be making these decisions now at high school levels, moving to prep schools and really a high level competition. They'll be making moves. So that was a wonderful answer. Now, moving right along to my next question here for you, Collin. Can you speak a little bit about the culture now that you're there at Centerville? What is that culture like? I know you spoke a little bit about the work ethic and things like that, but from a basketball standpoint, tell us when you get in the gym, what's it sort of like a practice without giving things away? What's it sort of like a practice real quick with Coach Cubs?
So when I guess, go back in time. So when I transferred there fourth quarter, and they played in the state semifinals on a Saturday, and I got there on a Monday. So I got to practice with them for a full week, and it was definitely different. You could tell like everyone like loved each other, like gave touches. The communication to me was the biggest part. Everyone was talking. Everyone was like in sync with each other. So I think that was the two biggest things was communication and being together, showing love. That group really loved each other. And so I think now, fast forward now, is that we're all together in communication. Because I think I communicate, but it's okay. But I'm still improving communication. So I think that's the biggest part.
Progress, not perfection.
Absolutely. And then some basketball players or football players per se, it's just a people thing. Some people call it more introverted or extroverted. I had no problem speaking. It's probably why I'm speaking today with calling players or saying, holding them accountable and different things. You got to be sensitive with it because some players need a little more of a push, Collin. And some players, you just need to pat them a little bit on the back, Some need that, hey, come on, and then some they don't. So you'll learn that as you go. You'll learn your teammates. And growing up with these kids, with your background, that's going to help with your transfer over there. I'm telling you, that's going to definitely help you there. Now, you're going over there as an addition. Centerville has 3 returning starters. Okay, Mr. Basketball in Ohio, Gabe Cupps, who signed with Indiana University, but they also have 2 other talented starters as well, amongst others. But you bring in the addition of yourself, Collin, from Tecumseh, and you bring in the addition of a young man by the name of Powell that's transferring over from Chaminade Julienne High School, who's being recruited by likes of Dayton and Cincinnati and Ohio State and amongst others. I think Xavier and amongst others. There's no way with this loaded squad that I would say that you guys shouldn't be the favorites to repeat. You should be the favorites to, to get to state. You should be able to get to state and win state. And if you don't, it's probably going to be title or bust. What do you think, Collin?
I mean, that's part of the reason I want to come to Centerville is get that ring. But I think it's gonna be a process because we have a lot of new pieces. So fitting those together, I think we're doing a really good job this all season. Open gym going at each other, and then ultimately when practice comes around to gel, because we got Emmanuel coming from football. So I think once we come and we gel together, I think we'll have a really good opportunity to win state.
Absolutely. That's the answer I was hoping to hear. You humble about it, but at the same time, as the season go on, the pressure will be mounting because you guys, I mean, I think like you say, you need that chemistry once you start learning each other a bit. But as the season grows along, nobody's going to want to see those Elks like game 11 of the season. It shouldn't take no longer than about half a regular season to get you guys really rolling over there. I don't think it's going to take that much time, actually. Let's speak a little bit for you, Collin, about the recruiting process. Okay, let's start with, the mention of USC Upstate, which I believe was the first school to offer you a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to name a few here because I know you recruited by at least the likes of 17 Division I schools. But Radford University, College of Charleston University, just to name a couple other schools. But I want to mention something about Radford. And Collin, I want you to listen real closely. You can come stay right here at my house with me. Okay? Listen, Collin. Listen, Coach Wade, listen, Mama, I got room for y'all out. Listen, my uncle, rest in peace. My uncle, he passed in 2000. Lord, I don't want to name the exact year, but my uncle, he was the president. He's been gone on to glory now, probably about 7-8 years. But he was the president of Radford University, right? Dr. Douglas Covington. And you'll see if you ever visit Radford, I don't know if you have already or not, but he's got that Covington, everything over there, Covington is him. He changed the culture at Radford. Radford was known as a party university. They're really good on academics now at Radford. And he loved basketball because he was also a president or chancellor at about 7 other schools, but I don't want to talk about that. But I just want you to know, Radford, I'm working on getting the coach over here on the show. That's an excellent institution, just so you know, and it's a wonderful school and have a nice basketball program. I just wanted to throw that little commercial in for Radford. But tell me about your recruiting process right now. Tell the world, is it any schools in particular you want to shout out? If you don't, that's fine. But just tell us how things have been going with that. I also want to throw in, with you going into this recruiting process, you were in I want to make sure I pronounce it right here. It was something sponsored, I believe, by Adidas, right? Where it was over 300 coaches watching you play basketball. You was representing the Midwest. Speak about how that went as well, along with how's it been going in the recruiting process for you, Collin?
Yeah, so it started last year, sophomore, going my junior year. I went to, it was like a single-day camp, and that's where I think I got a lot of college interest because it's the best, is top 100 high school players going at each other. So I think it's where it started because we went to Liberty about a week earlier, but I think it's really where it started. And then I got my first offer late June from USC Upstate. So I went down there in late July. And then this year, I think playing with Midwest, it was the most, like, I've never seen so many coaches watch a game before. Like, I didn't know it was, like, really like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I'm used to fans, and it was more coaches than fans half the games. So it was definitely different. I had to adjust because I was, like, almost like, I'd say timid, but like I had to adjust for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a big adjustment, but I think just calm down, relax, and just playing your game, it'll take care of itself.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. I've got it here, the 3SSB Adidas camp event. And I appreciate that. Listen, I know exactly what you mean. And Coach Wade, we both know what he's talking about. Coach Wade has been that coach right there. So you got somebody you can look at that, to calm me, to coach you up in anything that you go through, Collin. Don't try to take too much on to yourself when you got an excellent mentor right there by you, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, tell me a little bit about your AAU experience and what that was like, and how much AAU have you actually experienced, AAU basketball?
So I think I started AAU. The thing was, I was a big baseball guy growing up. So I played baseball since about 5th, 6th grade. So I didn't really play in true AAU, I'd say, with him until 7th grade. And we were good. I think we were like top 4 or 5 in the state by the end of the summer with Dayton Metro. Eventually went to 937. And
we just had 6th grade UIBL.
Yeah, that's true.
All Ohio.
6th grade, I played for All Ohio UIBL
with Drew Lavender, point guard at Xavier, transfer from McDonald's All-American. Beechcroft, God bless. Coach Howard passed away. His high school coach passed away about 20 years ago. But yeah, good.
Yeah, so we played with him. So I played with him since 7th grade to this year, senior, and I was grateful I got a chance to play with Midwest down in Florida. Coach asked me, they had a couple guys drop out. So I went down there, and it was really good competition, probably the best competition I've played as far as, because the tournament we played down there was all EYBL, Under Armour, Adidas circuit teams. So it was really good. And then grateful I got the chance to play in July down in Rock Hill, South Carolina down there, and then the championships in LA. So it was definitely, I mean, besides EYBL, I think Adidas is a really good circuit, a lot of great players down there. So it was definitely an adjustment, more athletic, bigger guys. So yeah, it was great. And then so after LA, we went down to Las Vegas and we played Bronny's team on ESPN, which is great. I mean, they added like 2 or 3 5-stars on their team, but we ended up winning by like 10 or 11. But it was a great experience. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Absolutely. When you look at the fact that, you're going up against this competition in the Adidas event, you're talking about Bronny James, and then there's a relationship too. Yeah, let me ask you about that. So Gabe Cups and Bronny's pretty tight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you right there with them. So you'll be right in that little crew there if that's something. But you do that. You don't shy away. You get involved in that. If you've got an opportunity, nephew, to go up against Bronny James, you're going up against Gabe in practice. You know what I mean? You're going up against Powell. You're going up against these other talented players in the Centerville program and beyond, and all these AAA kids. All you need, like I said, you will continue to grow. You're going to get stronger. You have length, okay? You have the heart and determination. You continue to work hard. Some of those things, I wasn't the most athletic player, but a lot of times it was hard for individuals to stop me from getting baskets. A lot of it is up here in the head too. You know what I mean, Coach? You got to think the game. A lot of players are just out here off of talent alone. But if you use this up here, believe me, it's a spot for you out here. It's a spot out here for you. Now, go ahead, Coach.
No, I just said faith over fear. You got to believe in yourself.
Yes, faith over fear. Now it's time for some fun. I got 2 quick trivia questions for you. Since you're still a student right now, Collin. All right. Name me, and you only got 10 seconds. I'm just going to say the quote, and you say the name.
Oh.
He is arguably one of the greatest general managers in the Cleveland Cavaliers NBA history. And he's a graduate of what high school?
You can't get this wrong. I'm not going to tell him.
Is it Tecumseh?
Yes.
Is it Wayne Embry?
There you go. You got that right. You got
that right, nephew. Yeah.
They have a street named after right up near the school. So if you didn't get that one right, he's gonna know.
I was like, don't get that one wrong, right? Not Big Wayne. He one of them guys that was up there, a legend like you over there, nephew. You're going to be the legend you like right now, but you're going to be legend later after you leave to come. So this early right now. Now, here's the other one for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If there was a basketball, like Jerry West is the emblem of the NBA, Collin,
Yeah.
The emblem.
Mm-hmm.
If there was an emblem on a basketball that was for AAU basketball, who would be on the basketball?
Oof. I mean, if you go by either go coach or player, but if you go a lot of people's goats, I guess you gotta go MJ. But I mean, this younger generation loves LeBron, but if you go overall, I gotta go with MJ.
Okay. Now, all right, here goes part 2 to that one. Who is the chairman of all the AAU basketball? And he been on this show just like you've been on this show. He can walk anywhere he want on AAU, anywhere, not just in the United States, but the world. Who is he, Collin?
Oh, can I give him a hint?
Yeah.
So you played at his gym in Hampton Roads as a 6th grader for the national tournament.
Oh, Boo Williams?
Boom, there you go. Right.
Hey, nephew, that's where I'm at. I'm right down the street from Boo them, right down here in Hampton Roads.
Right.
I'm right down here by the Plex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to get that little trivia out there for you, Collin. Now, let's keep it moving right along, guys. Coach Wade, this question for you. Sure. Tell me about this facility you were building. Is it been built since our last interview?
Well, I would say progress, not perfection. I said what happened with inflation, it's going to take about 1.2 to break ground. Now with the embargo / backup between steel's taking 12 to 18 months just to get in line to get it. So we had raised almost 800,000. And I would say that it's been put on hold, and we've been approached by 2 other people. But the thing about it, though, David, it's like I'm all for it. Okay, I'm all for it, but like I'm not going to be there spending 120 hours, right? So we're going to have a team. Like you're the talent doing the interview. Like you could be able to hire somebody when you're on ESPN. You got your podcast going. You're going to have somebody do the background on us. You don't have to do all. And with me having my son. Right now, he's got 10 months left as a senior in high school, twin girls. So that window was open, and then we can be able to delegate responsibility as far as the team. So it's been a great process to go through. But I know my purpose and passion, and the money will follow, not the other way. So when you're dealing with investors, it's about the almighty dollar. And I'm just not going to partner with him. I mean, I have a guy, we have a guy right now that will write us a check for 10, 11, $12 million. And I just won't partner with him. I won't do that. So under the guise of anonymity, and you don't like me, that's okay. I don't sell ice cream to please everybody, but I do apply common sense when dealing with things like this. And what's good about it, we have a team of lawyers, plural, and have good advice, good guidance, good counsel, and follow those guys and really just go with the intuition with that. And right now it's on hold.
Okay. And that's fine. I mean, with God, everything is possible. And what thing, sometimes we have some idea, and me and my wife always say, oh my God, God got jokes, because it'd be something else it's way better for you over here. And sometimes we see it as something over here, or it's never a setback. It's just something temporary that we got to go this route, because God closes one door and he always opens a better door. So
yeah, I think something may be delayed, but not denied. And, to thy own self be true. Just let the process take its path.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, tell me, Collin, for you, what is it like? Have you developed a relationship when you work in the camps? right, with the University of Dayton players like Malachi Smith, who's doing a wonderful job as an All-Atlantic 10 conference player, and the Deron Holmes, big men of the world at University of Dayton, doing a wonderful job as an All-Atlantic 10 pick. What is that experience like? Because like me and Coach know, going back with the Kobe Turners and the Nate Greens of the world, now Coach is working with the new generation of Flyers. What's that like for you, Coach, as well as what's that like for you, Collin?
Good, you can answer.
Yeah, so I think it's great because, I mean, Deron's from Arizona originally, and Malachi's from New York. So I think when we had the Deron Holmes camp, I think it's a big testament to Malachi. He showed up to support him, support the kids in the area. And I think they do a great job too. I think they go on like different retreats and help like kids with disability, kids that are unfortunate. And I think they're really doing a good job helping the community. And I think helping those kids it's great. It's just to get out of self and just help kids.
It's good for Collin. Yeah. It's good for Collin. Also, he has an opportunity to play, work out with Malachi Smith also. Deron Holmes probably dunk on him too much, including me. But with Malachi, and really, Malachi hurt his ankle twice, but he was coming back from injury. And we worked out this other gym here locally. And it was RJ Greer, Ricardo Greer, the associate head coach at the University of Dayton, Collin, and Malachi, playing one-on-one. And, afterwards, Malachi had a lot of respect for Collin. And then with that transition in June, going to UD's team camp, Collin was deferring a lot, and just from a minute, just want to try to fit in, finding his way, just part of the process, that habit. And, but always, helping the team win. Malachi just went up to him and be like, hey, I know what you can do. It's June. I get it. But, July, August, September, like, you got to get right. I know exactly what you can do. You did it against me one-on-one. Is like, for that team is going to need you, or they're going to load up on Gabe Cupps. They're going to load up on Jonathan Powell, and they need that second, third guy, and you got to be that. And I thought that was really, same as you all know, Dave's like, other people, I can coach their kids, they can coach mine. It's the same message, different messenger. And I think one thing about Coach Grant and that staff, though, the kids are high character guys. High character guys. And I think they want to win so badly is that at times they may even try too much to serve, Coach Grant and the staff. Coach Grant lost his daughter, back in June, and just very, very unfortunate. Always praying for them as a group daily. But those guys I really believe they do not want to disappoint him. I think, you have the 3 levels of commitment. Talk about it, right? Action. You get that emotional commitment of love, agape, action of love. We really trust one another, respect, hold each other accountable, high level of leadership. And I think they're going to have a special year this year. I truly, truly believe that, like anything else, barring injuries, but it's going to be a special year for the Dayton Flyers and Coach Grant and staff.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm a big Flyer fan for life, and I truly believe they're going to be wonderful. Did I read something too, Coach Wade? With all the kids doing the camp, I know Scoochie and Malachi were doing their brother's camp, and Deron, and you guys did a camp. Were you doing a camp also with Obi Toppin as well?
I did not. That's pro camps. Greg Darbyshire did a camp with Obi. But what's really good is that, we had partnered with Deron, and Malachi came down and supported and did an unbelievable job being accessible to the players, to the campers. Probably signed over about 200 autographs, taking at least, I don't know, with parents, at least 300-400 pictures. We were supposed to be out of there by 8. We stayed until about like 8:40, 8:45. But they were very, very accessible, very, very loving, very caring. And it just goes back to the testament to leadership of Coach Grant and high character guys. And just grateful, thankful, appreciative for the fan support in Dayton.
Well, Malachi Smith, shout out, and Deron Holmes. I think they're both going to be all-conference league players again this year. And again, those UD Flyers and Coach Anthony Grant, what he's doing, and Coach Greer, the whole staff. I know they got a new Coach Brandon on. Welcome him. They're going to be phenomenal. And with you, nephew, you are in the right. Again, they call it energy. You got the right energy around you. You continue to surround yourself with these positive people. I'm just going to have fun as your uncle sitting back following your career. It's going to be fun. Now, let me throw this one in there too as we continue to wind down the interview. With everybody doing camps, as we talking about it, and I'm sitting next to a camp director, camp owner, camp entrepreneur guru right here, okay, and your dad, Coach Oconnor. Is that something you think, Collin, that maybe after basketball you might want to run camps or be a camp director or, have the Oconnor and Oconnor camp or, I don't know what you might have.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's great to run camps, especially you interact with kids, you show love to the younger generation coming up. I mean, I haven't really thought that far per se, but I think it's definitely a possibility just working with the younger generation, but I don't know. I'll think about it.
Well, it's family, and sometimes, it's like, you heard of the mom and pop stores, right? And they pass them down in the pizzerias, and they pass them down, right? It's same thing. I mean, your dad would probably love for you if you ever wanted to, probably won't pressure you, but if you ever wanted to get into coaching or if you ever wanted to run camps and things like that, you definitely welcome. Whenever I do a camp, you definitely welcome to come out at my camps, Collin, but that's going to always be something that's going to be a door there for you. Now, I'm winding it down here, guys. Let's see here. Let's see what else I have on here for Collin. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I had some fun questions for you, Collin. Ready? There's some fun questions real quick. 3 quick ones. Favorite food?
Favorite food? If I say Cane's chicken, love Cane's chicken.
They just brung one to Hampton Roads. I've never had it. Never had it.
He eats so much Cane's, he's got feathers coming out of his ears, man. He just had it tonight.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Favorite place that you've traveled to in your whole life?
Oh, probably we went to the Virgin Islands spring break 2 years ago. I've never seen anything like it. Really nice.
Okay, the Virgin Islands, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Tell us one thing about your father that like you just admire so much about him.
I think how he shows love to people. He's not about him, but he's pouring out and giving to other people.
I agree. You can cut it right there. Absolutely. He's always giving, pouring out. I don't think there's no other way to describe it. He's a man of service. So let's just leave it simple as that. That was a wonderful, wonderful answer right there. Unless Coach Wade want to add, I think. He's so humble. I think he got it on. He hit the nail right on the head, didn't he, Coach? When it come to you.
Yeah, a lot of days not worthy, but I'll accept it.
All right. Now, as I wind down here, Collin, who do you think this year, this season, is going to challenge you guys in the conference, if any? Can you speak on anybody that you think say, well, maybe, have you even scouted it? Or do you guys not even think like that? You in your own bubble at Centerville. You're not worried about nobody else. I mean, because that's kind of what I probably think, but I have to ask the question because people going to probably want to know.
Well, I think it's my first year with the GWAT Greater Western Conference. It's my first year playing it, so I haven't really played everyone, but I know of the top teams. Like Wayne has always been good. Laurent Rice just committed to Murray State, so they're obviously going to be really good. I think Springborough's got some young talent. They're going to be good, but I think ultimately if we play together, I think we'll do good.
Always powerhouse coming out of Wayne. And the gentleman you just mentioned that signed with Murray State, me and one of my friends was actually best man in my wedding. We were speaking about that today, about him in particular. So you guys going to get challenged in that particular conference, always known as one of the top conferences in the area. So, look, is there anything that you guys want to plug? Is there anything that you want to say? Coach, did you get everything out about your make plays today? I don't know if people understand how much. Listen, Coach Wade travel all over the country. Coach, tell them about some of the places you be having these camps at.
When the kids are younger, I had a little bit more flexibility. Now, when they're so involved with AAU, my other daughter Hannah is softball, come back from ACL surgery. Then Sydney, our other daughter, is cross country and track. So we spoke at the University of Tennessee. We went down to Charleston, West Virginia. Been to Bangor, Maine. We've had camp at Taunton High School in Massachusetts, about 20 minutes from my parents. Various other speaking engagements too. So that's one. Like 7-8 years ago, I used to do a lot of consulting with companies, and paid me pretty well. But it just like to deal with the egomaniacs, and I rather spend 2 hours with you on an interview like this than some of the people that I had to deal with per se. It's really was not my passion per se, but getting back into that a little bit more because of flexibility. But no, I'm just very, very grateful, thankful, appreciative for you having us on. I think that it's going to be a great year. I think you got a lot of good stories that are out there, right, between the University of Dayton, Ohio State, obviously with Centerville, be exciting there. And just grateful, thankful, appreciative for the job that you do, bring light to it. And we need to, after the season over, so there's no name, image, likeness, NIL during the season. But once he's exhausted his eligibility, we're going to try to get out to Hampton Roads, do a camp with you.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Yes, sir.
That'd be beautiful. I appreciate that. Nephew, you heard your dad. You be like, Dad, look, nephew. Look, we got to get out and see my Uncle Dave. We got to go do a camp, remember? Listen, you guys, it's been a blast. It's been wonderful. Listen, Collin, tremendous respect for you, young man. Much respect, much success. I know you guys, I'm not even going to say luck because what's going to happen already didn't happen for you. You already blessed. Everything, it's going to be a phenomenal season. I got to somehow get down there. I know them Centerville tickets. Woo! I had to call y'all off camera.
You come down, I get you tickets. How about that?
Woo! There it is. Okay.
Yes,
I can get a ticket for a game.
Sir.
I'm leaving Virginia. I'm coming to Centerville. Collin, that step-up jump shot like Curry you got. I'm coming to see it, nephew. Listen, guys, we appreciate you guys chiming in. Again, we'll keep you updated on when the next show and the next broadcast, but I'm always going to come out with a phenomenal guest. We always do wonderful, wonderful content on the show.
Can I respectfully interject?
Yes.
So I got a question for you. Who you got tonight? You got Tampa Bay or the Cowboys? Let's go. Who do you have?
I actually thought that Dallas might get lucky enough to win tonight because they're at home.
Right.
And if they were in Tampa Bay, I would take Tampa. So my reasoning, I'm taking Dallas tonight because I think because they're at home, they're excited, they're pumped up, and everybody knows they're still America's team. But they're going up against the GOAT.
Woo!
But nobody's had Collin. Let me say this before you go as well. Collin, you play football. I meant to hit on the, what was it, quarterback and a cornerback and wide receiver?
Yeah.
Speak a little bit about on your football real quickly, Collin. Is this something that are you going to make a decision one day to maybe still play two sports or no?
No, I went to one, but football, I've always, since I think it's third grade, my first or second grade I stopped freshman year. I played again sophomore, then I was done after that. But yeah, I had one touchdown pass sophomore year.
Well, I knew I saw that wide receiver cornerback. You know, you got to be smart. The people don't know cornerback, they got to learn a lot of different positions. You know, I used to play football too. And when, you know, quarterback is obviously, you know, that's the position. So with that being stated, I forgot that was one of my questions. You always miss something.
So with them now, we used to go to Patriot practice all the time. About 4, 5, 6 years in a row with Tom Brady. So it used to be the Patriots was the team. Now it's the Bucks, right? TB left. So who do you have, Dallas or Tampa tonight?
Nah, Tampa. You can't go against the GOAT.
Well, see,
you said Dallas, right? So I said, is Roger Staubach playing tonight? Tony Dorsett, Ron Springs. I said, Ed Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin. I said, Charlie. I said, you're going to have Drew Pearson, Tony Hill?
That's
Tampa Bay.
Collin said that's who they gonna need, right? Hey, Collin, that's wonderful. You got to know the GOAT. And I tell you another thing, like I said, this is only a hunch. If they was in Tampa Bay, I say definitely. I feel crazy in a sense, but I know I am a little crazy saying no, not the GOAT tonight. But, you know, it's only fun. We shall all see.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. Listen, man, I appreciate you guys being on the show. This is my family, you guys, the Oconnor family. You make sure that you guys always support 937 Hoop Dreams, you know, make plays today. You know, Collin Oconnor, you guys watch now in the 937. Watch Centerville High School. This is a team going to the state, predominantly favored, in my opinion, to win the state. So we're going to see how that pans out, and we'll get these guys back on the show at a later time, maybe somewhere near doing playoff time later down the season. All right. Appreciate you guys being on the show, and we'll see about the game tonight.
That's right.
Thank you.
God be blessed. Thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate it. God bless.
Bye-bye. God bless. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in tonight. I just wanted to say this right quick. Listen, wanted to do a little commercial break, okay? That was a wonderful interview, wasn't it? Absolutely. Let me say this. Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, right? We are a health and wellness business. And with this health and wellness business, right, we are trying to alleviate food deserts in the communities, all right? Let me say something to you. If you want to get your health right, you need to start taking sea moss. You need minerals in your body, okay? Now, let me tell you what these minerals do. They give you have to have 102 minerals. Sea moss will give you 92 minerals, all right? And then the burdock root will give you the other 10 minerals that your body needs. Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, we provide them both. It's a gel form, but we also have capsules available as well. Once you start taking them, if you eat 3 times a day, you should use the bathroom 3 times a day. If you're one of those people that you're not using the bathroom as much as you're eating and your intake, then maybe you need to sort of look into sea moss and see if it can help with maybe your gut health. Maybe you need to flatten your stomach. You know, maybe you need more energy, right? Maybe you need to alleviate pain in your body. I'm a former athlete, right? So I have inflammation and pain. So the sea moss helps with that, right? Maybe it's a situation where you just need to feel good. You just want to feel better. So you start taking it out of nowhere. You start realizing this all natural product, nothing but minerals from the sea, is helping me cope each and every day at a higher level. Let me give you guys the website, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com. Again, that's www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com. And our phone number is 757-797-0808. Again, 757-797-0808. And we also have, outside of sea moss, we have bilberry syrup. Bilberry syrup is important for your retina health, for your eye retina. When you get my age, you need to be able to see how you drive at night for sure, right? And that bilberry syrup, it really helps with that. We also have elderberry syrup. The elderberry syrup is really incredible. It's the #1 fighter against COVID with all these different variants. The elderberry syrup, right? We take our sea moss every day, take a spoonful of sea moss, and we chase it with a shot of the elderberry syrup, and we good when it comes to those viruses, right? All right, and we have whipped shea butters. You guys, you got to take care of your skin. You have to moisturize, and we have whipped shea butters. I mean, cocoa scented. We have a tropical scent, etc. We have a non-scent for those that don't like a smell. It's incredible, you guys. You need to look into our whipped shea butters. We have fresh cold pressed juices. These fresh cold pressed juices are incredible. I mean, we have one that's real popular. It's a pineapple, right? And you take this pineapple. It has chlorophyll in it, and it has apples. Again, pineapples, apples, and chlorophyll. And what chlorophyll is, what makes everything green, including your grass and your plants and things. And it's a deodorizer for your colon. Just incredible what juicing can do for the body as well. Okay. And just wanted to just let you guys know one thing before I go to is something called Kangen water. I don't know if you ever heard of Kangen water, but it's real well known over in Japan. And as you know, a lot of Asian as well, especially in that Japanese region, live to be 100 or more years old. And what this Kangen water is doing, actually have a machine, right? And what this Kangen water is doing, this Kangen water is helping, with the pH level, it's alkalining my body. And it's really helping to detox me. It's a continued water, and you just drink it as detox. It's just natural pH water, and it gets to these certain levels. It's just incredible, and it just gives you, it helps you, energizes you, it helps you with everything. So you need to look into that if you get a chance. Anybody want to know about it? And this is the authentic. This is real. It might be some things out there that say they can't. This is real. This is the real Kangen here. Okay. All right. So you can, if you want to know anything about that, again, you can reach us at 757-797-0808. Absolutely. That's Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com. Absolutely. Just wanted to put that commercial in. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview tonight with the O'Connors. A lot of great information in this interview tonight. Young man on his way to doing positive things in life. Father there for him. I love those stories. I think the last father and son I had on the show was the McCray family out of Dayton. Those superstars. Family I had on the show. Father, son. Even though I have been doing families, I've been had the Coles recently. You guys stay tuned in. I know you saw Coach Johnny Cole. You saw Coach L.C. Cole. And I do have, I'm working on Coach, not coach, but he's player still right now, but former two-time NBA champion Norris Cole. Working on that interview as well as Trent Cole. We're working on that interview with Trent Cole's the cousin of the Cole family, and played for the Philadelphia Eagles in that fame. And he's being retired in November, and I'll get back on with a date, but his retirement is coming up in November, and we're going to be doing an interview right at that particular time while he's being retired by the Philadelphia Eagles football team. Okay, so y'all stay tuned for that Stay tuned for the Trent Cole interview. Shout out to Johnny Cole. Just want to shout him out. LC Cole, the Cole Mama Cole, all the Cole family. Just shout out to the DYT 757 where I'm currently residing out here in all this beaches and water. Man, just want to say I'm going to get out here and watch a little football myself. But I appreciate everybody's support and those chiming in. And if you didn't get a chance to catch the show again, you can always catch them on YouTube. You can catch them on Twitter as well, if you can't catch it on Facebook. All right? You guys be blessed. Continue to keep God, family. You're married, keep your wife up there, your queen. Shout out to my queen. I don't think I'd do a show without shouting out my queen, Linda, Dr. L.A. Mitchell. All right, you guys, take care. Remember, your health is your wealth. You can't trust anybody but yourself. Not these the preservative foods that they have out here, the air that you breathe, nor the water that you drink. You got to do your own research and take your own health into your own hands. All right, you guys, be blessed. Take care. Good night.